going all the way to the end of the land. Or earth or something. Hey, it's Brainmuffin back with a beer review, and here we have, as part of getting through some of the Unibroue, I guess, sample pack, which I think it's total of 6 different beers. We have Le Fin Du Monde, and I actually happen to have the glass Le Fin Du Monde. Now this one I got was when I first heard about that Jungle Jim's was doing beer tastings. I was there one Friday. My wife and I were looking at some beers. People were hanging around. This guy actually gave me his glass. I guess he wanted to get rid of it. And the next time around, a few years later, this brewery came back around. I got a glass there too. So I've actually shown that in my other one, but this was the first one I had. Now this is a Belgian triple. Now if I can remember the single, the quad, the double, the duple, the triple, in the quad, I think this one is really golden in color, because they not only go up in alcohol and how much grain and everything else, but they change colors. And I think a double is dark and the triple is lighter, and I want to say a quad is like a golden color. So this is like a deep golden caramely color, and then but I'm not positive. It's been a long time since I've done Belgians. I used to do Belgian beers. Now this one has a twist off, and of course I'm not going to be able to grip it. I never can. Well, the other ones were twist offs. Maybe if I broke it, the seal first. Oh, yep. So it's more of a golden color. And you have Abbey Ales, which is kind of a more reddish, very fizzy. This has been sitting out a while. It should be nice and well warmed up. Belgian beers, you really want to have it 50 to 55 degrees, sometimes warmer. It doesn't say on here. It just says SRM is 5.5 and IBUs of 19. So had I read that, I would have known about where the coloring is. And there you go. Nice, kind of a golden color. It is going to be cloudy. Oh, that is wonderful. Hints of banana. Oh, and you can smell. They do put candy, actually candied sugar. Usually it's from beets, but hard candy. You can get it as a syrup, but I actually like it clear and hard rocks, and you just kind of put it in the boil. But they actually do that to kind of boost the alcohol content. It's beet sugar. It's not corn sugar. And the alcohol it produces is a very different feel to it. This is a fantastic triple. The only triples I've ever had were that were ones I made, at least made on this side. Now you get a Duval or Orval. There are some really good ones that come out of Belgium too. Orval is very good beer. Somewhere I've got a Orval, almost like a chalice, glass chalice. I don't know what I ever did with that thing. But this is 9%. You'll see triples sometimes at 12, 13, and that's why they cost so much. This is 12 ounces, 9%. That's a lot of grain, even with the sugar. I mean, it brings the price a little bit down as far as how much you're doing your ingredients, but it takes longer to ferment. Now these are fermented at warmer temperatures than you would do most ales, just because. Oh, and on the nose, it's just so, you're starting to get a little bit, I wouldn't say dark fruits, but you're going to get apricot, hints of almost apple, get apple, persimmon, but those color of fruits. And then when this gets darker, you'll get more of some of those dried fig and other types of raisins sometimes even. And I did it's the Abbey Black, which is a recipe I really need to resurrect and do. I got more people now clamoring for a while I had nobody wanting my homebrew, and I got other people saying, hey, I'll even pay you to make it. So it's time to get started. But it's the Abbey Black. I got raisins and dried persimmons and dark cherry and all these things, and it's just really from the malts and the yeast going back and forth. It has nothing, that's it. I mean, there's none of those fruits are actually in it. That is fantastic. It's very smooth for a 9% beer. which tells me that they fermented at the right speed. There's some residual sweetness mid-mouth, and you kind of can feel the alcohol. There's no burn, but you can kind of feel it lingering around in the back of your mouth. Finish is very clean. There's almost no bitterness whatsoever. At 19%, with that little bit of sweetness, you're really not going to even notice any bitterness at all, unless you're very, very sensitive. I mean, 19 IBUs, not 19%. As far as having something to eat with this, wow. This one's a tough to pair because a meal is going to be a lot of calories with all this alcohol. But what you could do is some light soups. I mean, there's always the cheese and bread and stuff like that, but that's just kind of, you know, but you could do some light fare with this. Say some shrimp dishes, nothing with heavy sauce, but light, especially light vegetable soup, or some of the French soups that are a bit more broth than they are anything else. You could definitely have with this easily. But this is really going to be the center of attention. So anything else is just kind of going to be to complement and not be too heavy. So, you know, miso soup maybe. Yeah, and just if you did something with a tomato-based sauce or broth, you got to be careful. You don't want too much of the acidicness. But definitely a chicken broth or even a beef broth soup that's real light, vegetables, you know, corn and green beans, and maybe a little bit onion. I wouldn't put any garlic in it. Maybe just a tiny bit, but not much. The garlic, again, is really pungent, and it's going to really counteract with this and it go back and forth. I mean, if you did something like that, this would probably taste a lot sweeter, and so you go back and forth. I really wouldn't do anything spicy. I mean, you could, but I'm not seeing that. More of an IPA would go with that. So there you go. Anyway, I give this beer a 5. That's what I rated it before. I'm going to rate it again. Didn't really need to check in since I did this, so I've got a couple badges from that. Great White North level 2, and fantastic. But this is a very good Belgian triple. There are probably some that are marginally better, and it's really, there are several that are going to be 5s, and it's just really your personal preference as to which one you like over. Maybe someone gives us a 4.5, a 4 3/4, and something else a 5, because you can't really give them more than a 5. But I think this is a fantastic triple. As it warms up and opens up, it's just more flavors come to note, and it just keeps getting, it's kind of a deeper beer. This is a really good one. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for sharing, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I think I've had this one before if I've cut the glass. Belgian triple. Very good. I forgot to do that though.